Politicians and bankers are really scared when we get out in the street and protest. Right?
Hey guys, before I get into this video, pretty much everybody knows that one of the best ways to achieve optimal health is by what you choose or don't choose to cram into the old pie hole. And some people have achieved great results through the keto diet, and that's high protein, high good fats, and low carbohydrates. But a lot of people can't stick with that. That's why I use Keto Elevate. This right here helps me metabolize the simple sugars that it's going to take to reduce fat and arrive at a healthy body. So if you want some of this, my link is in the description. Now let's get to the video.
Let's talk about some things here. Does protesting work? Does it achieve the goal that is set by the protesters? Because what I've always thought was, yeah, you can go out in this, you're of course free to go out in the street and raise a fuss and complain about whatever you want to, but are politicians really listening to you? Are the billionaires that bankroll the politicians really listening to you? Are the banksters who pull the strings of the politicians, do they really care that 1 million, 2 million, 10 million people flood the streets and, you know, occupy Wall Street? Do they really care? Does it really affect change? Or does it just lengthen your chains? I don't know if it affects change, man. I don't really see it. What really is going to matter is if when a politician makes an edict, you disobey it, or you just don't pay any attention to it. Act as though they don't have any power, because they don't. If you give them the attention that they want, that they crave, that they think they deserve, these political parasites get everything that they want. And I think if we have mass non-compliance, that is what works. Historically speaking, mass non-compliance is exactly what works. And I'm not calling for any kind of violent uprising. I'm just talking about, we'll see a demonstration of this. I'll show you the perfect demonstration of mass non-compliance. If the bully on the playground can't get a rise out of anybody, can't sucker somebody into, you know, starting a fight with them, and has to sit alone in a corner, yeah, there comes a point at which the bully gets in your face, starts pushing you, taking your lunch money, tripping your friends, you know, doing bad things to you. There comes a point at which you have to employ the guard with jealous attention, the public liberty, suspect everyone who comes near that precious jewel. Nothing will preserve it but downright force. Yeah, there comes a point at which that force is absolutely necessary. It's vital, because you could die. You know, you don't want the bully to keep punching you in the, yeah, go ahead and punch me. Go ahead and punch me. Mass non-compliance. I'm not going to comply. I'm not going to comply. I'm going to pretend like you're not here. Where there comes a point where you can't pretend that he's not there because you have blood dripping down your face and your nose is on the other side of your, you know, where it's supposed to be. So I'm not saying be, you know, a wallflower. And there does come a time where you have to meet force with force. And that's unfortunate because we do just want to be left alone. It's like that video that I did the other day where somebody posted something on Twitter that just completely resonated with me. You want to see some unholy violence? Keep messing with the men who don't want to be messed with. They just want to be left alone, but you pushed them too far, didn't you? You backed them too far in that corner. You took away too many of their freedoms too soon, didn't you? You just had to keep on poking the bear, and now they're going to come after you, and they don't care what they lose because they know once they make that decision to start coming after the tyrants who are coming after them. And by the way, it's such an unfair, brutal, unjust system because it's stacked against you. The tyrants will actually convince all the lemmings and the bootlickers that you, who are just trying to defend yourself and safeguard your way of life, they'll try to convince the masses that you are the enemy, that you are the problem, that you are the evil one, that you're the one that needs to be eradicated. And all you're doing is just trying to defend yourself. It's like, dude, I'm not going to give you another pound of flesh. It ain't going to happen. I don't have it. And first of all, I don't have it. And the second of all, it's not right. It's not right for anybody to do that to anybody. So does protesting work? Leave your comments. If you think protesting works, let me know and be specific. How does it work? Matter of fact, you know what? Let me show you that since we're talking about this. Here's an example of mass non-compliance. Apparently, this is Alberta, Canada, where restaurants are demanding to see you know what before they will serve anyone. So Canadians are bringing their own food and eating it outside the empty restaurants. Only one winner in this game. And this is unfortunate too, because these businesses who decided to go ahead and placate and lay down and roll over for the oligarchs and for the tyrants so that they demand these VXX passports, the passports to freedom, they're basically going to wreck the economy and go out of business. Look at all these people just sitting around.
This is our protest because all the businesses in Alberta have denied access to unvaccinated people. So we have taken it to the streets and have created our own picnics. You have empty patios and busy streets.
I like that. I like that. And these businesses deserve no business. We have empty patios and busy streets. There you go. And the thing about mass non-compliance, when we're all on the same page, guys, the platform, the springboard from which you accelerate and jump into the air is freedom. It's liberty. You're actually taking the moral high ground. There is nothing that will invigorate and incentivize a people than knowing, not believing. These people don't have to believe that they're doing the right thing. They can know that they're doing the right thing. So by their actions and by withholding their money from these businesses, hey, we're not participating. Oh, did you want to play that game? Are you sure? Are you restaurant owners sure you want to play that game? You're going to tell me that I'm not going to be eating in your restaurant unless I produce a VXX passport? Okay. You're not getting my dollars then, because I'm not participating in this. Oh, and I'm sorry that you felt like you had to bow down to the Ultra Jabbo. Things might not go real well with you in the next couple months. So this right here, what I was going to say was, if we all get on the same page and we all do this together, knowing that we're doing the right thing, they don't have the manpower. They don't have the resources to unleash on these people to bring them to justice.
If you're in Calgary, come down to Stephen Avenue right now. Bring a blanket and a picnic basket and some friends.
Look at this. This is it right here. This is how you utilize social media. I don't see one ritualistic shame muzzle yet. I am telling you, there are way more of us than there are of them.
Then you can have enough.
Hi! Was that camera? Rebel. No vaccine passports.
So living life in ignoring their edicts pisses them off and actually brings about more change than just marching in the streets begging your oppressors to make sure that they beat you with fewer stripes. And please, masters, give us a little bit more freedom. Please stop taking so much money from our income. So no, we're not playing that game. Ain't gonna do it. Not gonna happen. People seem happy, cordial. They're eating, conversing. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And that brings us back to this. Protesting is not an act of freedom. If you think it is, correct me if I'm wrong. In one sense, it is an act of freedom because you're free to go ahead and do it. But what does it secure for you? It's an appeal to authority, because why are you, that's one thing that I hate about the Constitution, is that there's a constant appeal to authority. Consent of the governed? What is that? What does it mean to be governed? It means to be enslaved, to be bossed around, to control. The consent of the controlled? How can the controlled consent to anything? And if the controlled knew they were being controlled, would they be consenting to a curtailment of their freedom and a theft of their income? I don't think so. No, not if they're rational, not if they're honest with their own hearts. It's an appeal to authority. You aren't fighting for your rights. You're slaves begging for longer chains. When in the history of mankind has it been to the benefit of the submissive to comply with the tyrants? Think of a time in history where the people forcing other people into compliance, violating their will, transgressing their rights. When were they ever the good guys? There's no time in history where the people forcing others into compliance were the good guys. No time. And yet, who's forcing who into compliance? See, the people who want to be left alone, generally speaking, observably, objectively, those are the good guys. The people trying to force everybody to do the same thing because we think it's good for you have always been the bad guys. And they will always come under the veil of, hey, this is just to keep you safe. This is to safeguard public health. Why are you looking at us like we're the bad guys? The only way we're forcing you to do these things against your will, the only reason we're doing that, it's not because we're profiting. It's because we care about you. If in 2021, you can actually look yourself in the mirror and you can be honest with yourself and go, the politicians care about me. Government cares about me. The authorities really, they want my best. They have my best interest at heart. If you're thinking that, you are delusional. You are completely out to lunch. You're not living in the world of reality. You're lying to yourself.
Hey guys, we know with the way things have been going, it can get really interesting really quick. So make sure you and your family have a long-term storable food supply. Support the channel and get $50 off with my link in the description while you still can.